Welcome to momedaram. In this video, we will see what is an exception and how we can handle that exception in Java. Exception. An exception is an abnormal condition which occurs during runtime of a program and disrupts the normal flow of the program. For the time being, we have created an example here, exception handling class. In this class, we have three methods, two uppercase division and two number method. In this two uppercase, we are taking an argument string and we are doing uppercase. We are applying whatever the string we are having, we are applying to uppercase function, and where whatever the result is coming, we are displaying that. In the division also, we are taking two arguments and we are doing divided by a divided by b. Whatever the result coming, we are printing it. And also we have one more method, two number method. We are taking number string as argument and we are converting into integer and we are printing that result. Now let us run this program by calling two uppercase method. If you see here, this two uppercase method started converting this statement executed, and it is giving exception, null pointer exception it is giving. Here the name, we are getting name as null, so when we are performing any operations on null object, it will give null pointer exception. So the exception happened here in the line number 14, and the remaining statements like line number 15 is not executed and line number 8 also not executed. Let us comment this one and let us run this division method and see. In this division method also, the division method started executing, and in the line number 21 we are getting error. The error is saying arithmetic exception, the cause is divided by 0 error. So here also some exception happened and it blocks the rest of the program. Let us call this two number program and see. When we call this two number program, started converting string to number, it is started, and the exception happened at the line number 28. The reason it is saying number format exception. We are taking a string and we are converting into integer, but this string, that string should have in the convertible format of number only. So here we are taking 1 2 3 q, so it is giving exception here. So once an exception happens, the rest of the program is not executed. Now we need a solution that should bypass this exception, and it should allow us to execute the rest of the program. That solution is nothing but exception handling mechanism. Exception handling does not mean it is repairing to an exception. It is not repairing or solution to an exception. It is defines an alternative way to continue the rest of the program normally. As we have seen in the example, when we are having 5 statements, if exception happened at the third statement, the remaining 2 statements are not executing. The program terminated immediately. So this exception handling is a mechanism, or it is it provides an alternative way to continue the rest of the program normally. So this exception handling is implemented using 5 keywords in Java, that is try, catch, finally, throw and throws. In this video we will talk about try, catch, finally. Remaining two, throws and throw and throws, will discuss in the subsequent sessions. Try, catch, finally keywords are main fundamentals of exception handling in Java. This is the syntax for try, catch, finally block, how we can represent. So this try block. Try is a block. It will have block of statements, that statements which may throw exception during the runtime. That means in the try block we can define some statements that may causes the exception. In the catch block, if exception happened, that time what needs to be handled, That kind of statements we can keep in catch block. For example, if exception happened, what exception, why it is occurred, that complete exception log and all we can able to do. And sometimes rollback operations also we can able to perform in the catch block. Next is finally block. Finally block is a block of statement. It will be executed always if an exception is occurred or not, if it is catched or not. This finally block will be always executed. So in this finally block we can keep some statements, cleanup related codes and all we can able to keep in finally block in there. And also we can keep like a database session closing or anything it should execute compulsory, that kind of statements we can keep in finally block. Now let us solve our problem by using this try catch and finally blocks in the previous example. Now we will apply this try catch finally blocks to this program and we'll try how it will works. Try block followed by catch block should be there. Catch block will accept the single argument called as exception e. Now in this one let us print this one e dot fill. We will print the exception, what is the exception is causing and all. We will use the same try catch for blocks in the all places in all the three methods. So we have added try catch. Let's add here finally block, so we can able to understand how finally block will be executed. Finally block, I am printing something. Finally block. Now let us execute these methods one by one and we'll see what happened. Somewhere we're having exception. Oh, here I now let us run one by one and we'll see. Now we are calling two uppercase method. If you see this program, two uppercase method started executing and we are able to see started converting the given string to uppercase. This message is executed. After that, here line number 15 we have some exception. So we have some exception and it is immediately terminated to the catch block, and we are printing that in the catch block we are printing what is the exception cause. Fill in the stack trace means it is giving a null pointer exception is giving cannot invoke string dot to uppercase because name is null. So here exception occurred. In the earlier case also here exception occurred, the nested statements are not executed, but in this case the exception is occurred and we are handling that exception in the catch block. After this, the result is it is giving null. So after that the statements also, whatever the statements are there, that are all executing. So as per our requirement, the rest of the program is all executing now by using this exception handling mechanism. Now let us run this division method also and see. In this division method also say, by using this exception handling mechanism like try catch blocks, we are able to execute the program successfully, all the program. So started division operation and the root cause of why the exception have been divided by 0, it is coming in the catch block, and division operation completed and the result is 0. We are able to see that one. So and task completed is in the from the main method. Now let us run this to number also. So if you see to number function here, first started converting string, it is executed, and we are having a number format exception in the line number 37. So it is catched immediately, it exits from the try block and it enters into the catch block, and here it is printing number format exception for input string 1 2 3 key it is giving. After that finally block is executed and we are getting this task completed from main method. If you observe here, if we get an exception in the try block, the rest of the statements in the try block will not be executed. The controller immediately come into the catch block and it catch block will be executed. So once the catch block is executed, the finally block is executed. These try catch finally blocks are there, right? We should follow this sequence only. For example, if we keep any statement in between try catch finally block, it will give error. It will not allow, because these try catch finally blocks are inline statements. That means like we cannot keep any statements in between try catch and finally blocks. This finally block will be always executed. Sometimes in the interviews they will ask, there is any chance finally block will not be executed, like that they will ask. Yes, there is only one chance is there that finally block will not be executed. That chance is nothing but if we are using system dot exit method. When you use the system dot exit, that time this finally block will not be executed. That means complete JVM will be shut down. Let us run this program and see whether this finally block is executing or not when we are using system.exit method. So if you see started converting string to number only we are able to see. The rest of the program is not able to see. If you see here, this even exception also we are not able to see. Even exception, this catch block also not executed, finally block also not executed, immediately it is terminated. So if you use system.exit method, that time finally block will not be executed. Sometimes the exception may occur in the catch and finally blocks also. Let's say like example, as I'm saying string s is string s is equals to null I'm keeping, and let us try here s dot to lowercase I will apply. So when let us run this program and see, like just check whether it catch blocks also will throw exception or not. If you see here, started converting string, this statement executed, after that exception happened here, so immediately it came into the catch block. This whatever the root cause we are printing, that message is printed here. After that here exception happened. If you see line number 43, here it is exception happened, so immediately it is terminated, it is exit from here also, and it is executed the finally block. So there may be chance, sometimes it might be causes exceptions inside the catch and finally blocks also. So for example, in this case, if an exception happened, we can able to log, or we can able to see the complete information about that exception by using that exception object. Let us use here object dot fill in stack trace. This method will print the exception and the root cause of that exception, I mean that message it will give. By using get message we can able to get the exception message. By using get cause method, it will displays the why it is exception is causing. It will give get stack trace, it will give complete information about that exception. These are all the methods we can these are all the methods from the object, methods from the exception object, and we can able to display that complete information of that exception. Let us summarize what we have discussed so far. If an exception occurred in the try block, the remaining part of the try block will not be executed. Program control comes out from the try block and enters directly into the catch block. There may be a chance of raising an exception inside catch and finally blocks also. We can display the description of an exception using exception object in the catch block. We cannot keep any statements in between try, catch and finally blocks. If we keep, it will give error. There is only one situation where the finally block won't be executed, is when we are using system.exit method, that because that times complete JVM itself, it will be exited, it will be shut down, so final block will not be executed in that situation. This is all about exception and how we can able to handle in Java. Hope you found this video helpful. Thanks for watching.